Hey there, welcome back to another video. So this is the first video in English because not everyone understands Arabic. It's RayEnn here, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of overthinking. You know that feeling when your mind decides to go on a roller coaster ride, analyzing every little detail and driving you bonkers. Yeah, that's what we are talking about. So let's start with the first thing, which is, what is overthinking? So let's understand it. Overthinking is exactly what it means, thinking too much. When you think too much instead of acting and doing things, you are overthinking. When you analyze, comment, and repeat the same thoughts over and again instead of acting, you are overthinking. Merriam-Webster defines this word as to think too much about something, or to put too much time into thinking about or analyzing something, in a way that is more harmful than helpful. This habit prevents you from taking action. It consumes your energy, disables your ability to make decisions, and puts you on a loop of thinking and thinking over and again. This is a mental habit that wastes your time and energy and prevents you from acting, doing new things, and making progress in your life. Causes of overthinking. Overthinking can happen for several reasons. There are a few to consider. The first one, not being solution focused. Overthinking is different from problem solving. Overthinking is about dwelling on the problem, while problem solving involves looking for a solution. So let's imagine a storm is coming. Here is an example that shows the difference between overthinking and problem solving. The overthinker will say, I wish the storm wouldn't come, it's going to be awful, I hope the house doesn't get damaged, why do these things always have to happen to me, I can't handle this. But the problem solver will say, I will go outside and pick up everything that might blow away. I'll put sandbags against the garage door to prevent flooding. And some actions like that. Problem solving can lead to productive action, but overthinking, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable emotion and doesn't look for a solution. The second cause, which is experiencing repetitive thoughts. Ruminating or rehashing the same things over and over again isn't helpful, but when you're overthinking, you might find yourself replaying a conversation in your head repeatedly or imagining something bad happening many times. Dwelling on your problems, mistakes, and shortcomings increase your risk of mental health problem, according to a 2013 study published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology. So, as your mental health declines, you are more likely you are to remain on your thoughts. It's a repetitive cycle that can be tough to break. Your brain will not shut off. When you are overthinking, you might feel like your brain will not shut off. When you try to sleep, you might even feel as though your brain is on overdrive, as it replays scenarios in your head and causes you to imagine bad things happening. Research confirms what you likely already know: rumination interfaces with sleep. Overthinking makes it harder to fall asleep. Overthinking impairs the quality of your sleep too, so it's harder to fall into a deep slumber when your brain is busy overthinking everything. Difficulty falling asleep may contribute to more worrisome thoughts. For example, when you don't fall asleep right away, you might imagine that you'll be overtired the following day. That may cause you to feel anxious, which may make it even harder to fall asleep. Making a decision is a struggle. You might try to convince yourself that thinking longer and harder helps you. After all, you're looking at a problem for every possible angle, but overanalyzing actually becomes a barrier. Research shows thinking too much is tough to make decisions. If you are indecisive about everything from what to eat for dinner to which hotel you should book, you might be overthinking things. It's very likely that you are wasting a lot of time looking for second opinions and researching your opinions, when ultimately those little choices might not matter so much. Don't worry, I will not leave before give you some tips to overcoming overthinking. I will give you 7 advices to stop it. Let's start. Awareness is the beginning of change. The first thing is awareness. Before you can begin to address or cope with your habit of overcoming, you need to learn to be aware of it when it's happening. Anytime you find yourself doubting or feeling stressed or anxious, step back and look at the situation and how you're responding. In that moment of awareness is the seed of the change change you want to make. The second thing is don't think of what can go wrong, but what can go right. In many cases, overthinking is caused by a single emotion, which is fear. When you focus on all the negative things that might happen, it's easy to become paralyzed. Next time you sense that you are starting to spiral in that direction, stop, visual all things that can go right, and keep those thoughts present and up front. The third thing is distract yourself into happiness. Sometimes it's helpful to have a way to distract yourself with happy, positive, healthy alternatives. Things like meditation, dancing, exercise, learning an instrument, knitting, drawing, and painting can distance you from overthinking. The fourth thing, put things into perspective. It's always easy to make things bigger and more negative than they need to be. The next time you can catch yourself making mountain out of all molehill. Ask yourself how much it will matter in 5 years. For that matter, next month. Just this simple question, changing up the time frame, can help shut down overthinking. The fifth thing, stop waiting for perfection. This is a big one. For all of us who are waiting for perfection, we can stop waiting right now. Being ambitious is great, but aiming for perfection is unrealistic, unpractical, and debilitating. The moment you start thinking this needs to be perfect is the moment you need to remind yourself waiting for perfect is never as smart as making progress. The sixth one, which is change your view of fear. Whatever you're afraid because you've failed in the past or you're fearful, remember that just because things did not work out before does not mean that has to be the outcome every time. Remember, every opportunity is a new beginning, a place to start again. The seventh thing is put a timer to work. Give yourself a boundary. Set a timer for 5 minutes and give yourself that time to think, worry, and analyze. Once the timer goes off, spend 10 minutes with a pen and a paper writing down all the things that are worrying you, stressing you, or giving you anxiety. Let it rip. When the 10 minutes is up, throw the paper out and move on. Well, that wraps up today's videos. If you want these strategies helpful, give that like button a little love and hit that subscribe bell. So I can say now, don't forget to subscribe, see you in another video, and goodbye.